everybody, good to see you again. Today we're in chapter 10 and I'm going to talk about that, what Jesus says around the events surrounding the little children who people were bringing to meet with Jesus. And what happens is, well, let me read it. Let the little children come to me. Don't keep them away. God's kingdom belongs to people like them. What I'm about to tell you is true. Anyone who does not receive God's kingdom like a little child will never enter it. Then he took the children in his arms, he placed his hands on them and he blessed them. Now, the disciples had tried to stop the children getting to Jesus, and in response to that, Jesus had invited them to come. And it's often just seen as a touching story, and we see pictures about it in pictures books. But it also contains a deep truth. And I want to unlock that truth with two questions. The first question is this: why would the disciples want to stop the children coming to Jesus? And the second is this: what did Jesus mean about those who receive God's kingdom need to be like little children? So, first question: why did they want to stop the children coming? In those days, children were regarded very differently to they are today. It wasn't kind of oh, how sweet, lovely, bless them. The disciples would have thought that it was improper for the children to approach Jesus, or that they would distract Jesus and they distract other people, or they weren't in old enough or big enough, and all sorts of reasons why it would just be a waste of time and disrupt the whole meeting. But meeting Jesus would make a difference to these kids. And we can learn something. We can learn something here. Because we can tend to make our minds up on who will respond and who won't respond to the gospel. We can kind of try and categorise people. Well, they're likely to respond. They're nice people. They're friendly people. They're lovely people. They probably will respond to Jesus. And the other side of that is we dismiss whole rafts of people who we think will never come to Jesus. And Jesus is making it clear that is not our call. The most unlikely person can meet Jesus. The most unlikely person can have their life changed by Jesus. The most likely in our minds, the sophisticated, the clever, the socially aware, the grown-ups of the world can often miss him completely. So, the second question: our preconceived ideas can get in the way of us believing and our faith growing. Like children who implicitly trust their parents, believers are to trust God. Faith is not about knowing everything or doing everything right. It's about knowing that no matter what happens, our Father will take care of us, just like we take care of our little children. Our trust is in him. Even when life is terrifying and sad and complicated and messed up and makes no sense, we put our trust in Jesus for him to help us and be with us and see us through it. Now, trust is trust in. Trust is not something in isolation. We are trusting in Jesus. We are living dependent on him, like a child lives dependent on a parent. And the other thing about these children is that they're all in. They're all in. They're part of the family. We're going and doing what the family does. And so I want to encourage you to as you grow in faith, to develop that faith like a little child, where you put your trust totally in Jesus and you're all in as part of his family. So I'll be back tomorrow. Look again in chapter 10 and have another read at it, and I'll see you then.